Hello, hello, and welcome to another podcast. Let us agree to disagree. This will be the last of the Math Ain't Mathin'. All right, y'all, this will be the last of the Math Ain't Mathin', but I want that to be, this needs to be the year the math ain't mathin'. When you start sitting down and putting it together, you're going to see that the math ain't mathin'. And when it comes to you thinking that where they telling you about this is the most important and this is your life and this is more important than anything. So many people have died for this right and all of this other propaganda and rhetoric that they're giving you. You're going to find out that the math ain't mathin'. No matter how you put it together. I challenge anyone from a politician to the most knowledgeable in all of this politics. And they will be destroyed. Why? Because when it comes down to it, politics has never worked. Politics is not the answer. So why am I going to participate when it's not the answer? Why would I trust a liar? Put that together, y'all. The math ain't mathin'. Why do liars run all of this? Dishonest people. And we're sitting here acting like they're the answer. I was this morning, sitting on the bed and I was, I don't ever want for y'all to think that I badmouth the NAACP because I do not. They give you the information you need. My only problem with them is they still rely on politics. If politics is not the answer and you're relying on them, I have no reason to be associating. I want answers. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and then expecting to get something different. Does that make sense to you? The math ain't mathin'. Let's get to these things that we need to talk about today, y'all. I had a coworker knock a bunch of us out with the COVID. Yeah, knocked us down, put them on. We were going down like flies, man. That got us all, came back too early, had no business coming, and it got me and a whole bunch of other people. Man, it was rough, Jack. It was rough. But, we all back, trying to stay away. Nobody says names or anything like that or, accuse anybody. It's just, we got it again, man. Everybody stay home and do all this and do all that. But did y'all hear? The CDC said they are considering 24 hours. Now, the thing about that is this, and understand, they didn't say severe. If it's pretty much what I've been saying to different people, the same thing that I went through. It's like I could not heat up for nothing. Had the chills. I slept for like 2 days, coughing and, blowing my nose. Like, where did all this come from? And they said, different, situations and things like that. But I don't want them to do that because they, when it comes to an employer, they will try to make you come in. And the crazy thing is, if it's still contagious, 24 hours should not work. That should not. But like I said, liars, no good people are the ones that are in position. And I think they're trying to make us immune to it. Because remember, they said take so many days off. You know what I'm saying? And I think on a small scale, yeah, because, everybody gets different. Because I was out, I was out like a week and I was okay. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I still, was having a little mucus in me, but I didn't have it, bad like that anymore. So I wasn't, being contagious. I still kept my distance because my wife was saying, she said, you should have took 14 days. I said, they don't give us 14 days. I think now it's 5, something like that, or 7 days, something like that. But unless, it's real bad and, maybe if you got a doctor's note and stuff like that. That's something else I want to talk about, y'all, before we move on from this. But the 24-hour thing should not happen. In some cases, I think maybe if they know that it's not that bad, but majority of the time, at least 3 days if it's not, I've seen some people say a couple of days, they get over it. But I don't think they should do 24 hours, but that's how they do, to make us think, so we can get past it. But I was going to, the craziest thing was when I had the same problem when I first got it in 2022 from a coworker. I don't even get sick, y'all, except from coworkers. So, I was driving around halfway dead, trying to get, a test. I went to one place, and now you know how you used to be able to go in, and if you didn't have, you go ahead and take care of it. Nope, they were like, we need it now. Now, I have some pretty good health insurance, so I went in and and I don't know deductibles and all that stuff. So I knew, just going in to get 15-minute check, but $158 at an urgent care. I said, what the hell? And then I said, okay, let me go to the what was it? Walgreens. Walgreens had a flu and a COVID test, and guess what? That was $20, and they were just like, "I'm going to need that before we take the test." And at that time, I was, I said, "My goodness!" So I'm happy that I had, the home test. And the home test, and so I had to, send it to my employer, and they were like, Dwight, stay home, take care of yourself. Got my sick time. But it's getting ridiculous for healthcare. I'm like, why do I have it? You sitting here trying to charge me an arm and a leg just to be seen. And I don't take Western medicine as it is anyway. Like I said, y'all, I'm not going to be the uncle or the father that has a whole cabinet full of pills. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to happen. There's no reason for it. So let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Here in North Carolina, March 11th will be the new gambling situation. It will be gambling. And it's funny because now they all, if you're having a gambling problem, this is the line and all this other stuff. They ain't saying nothing about all this, lottery and everything. People spend a whole lot of money. So I don't think there's going to be a problem. But March 11th is when, they decided, okay, it's time for us to get even more money from you. So when they start getting money, you're not going to be able to give me the excuse that I don't have no money, especially since, like I said, they stopped talking about that, those billions that they made and just taking money from us. That's no longer in any conversation anywhere. They just sitting on it now doing what they want to do, flipping it. If you wait so many years and you got billions, what you think will happen, y'all? That's going to be even more money. That money just don't sit there. We're dealing with thieves and robbers. Now, what is it? Oh, yeah. This the Sudafed situation. I don't know. And I said situation because I remember with Sudafed will make the mucus come out of you. I wonder why did they take it and put it in the glass, and then once they started putting it in the glass, it makes the alarm. All of a sudden, Sudafed is just not, if it's in our reach anymore. Now, maybe you can go into the, whatever. I do natural stuff, so if I need to, I'm not going to get Sudafed, or if I have allergies, I'm going to find what's best, but not, anything popular, because, that stuff messes with you. So when I came, I started hitting because I was in the store and I was looking for stuff, and I said, where's the Sudafed? Because the Sudafed brings the mucus out. Have you noticed how they like to keep it in there? I wonder why that is. Because it, just like anything else, it's better out than in. It's like, we say with deodorant and antiperspirant. Why is it you trying to make me stop sweating? I'm supposed to sweat. Remember, because, you're supposed to use deodorant, not antiperspirant. The antiperspirant is the thing that stops you from sweating. That's not good. So I use a deodorant. I don't use antiperspirant. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. When the math ain't math, and we're not holding them accountable for the lies, the bad food, all the. I'm not going to be respectful to no FDA, anything that they have control over, because guess what? They made it to make sure we die. So I'm not going to be respectful. So you know you can throw that on out the window. Now, you have a situation here in Cumberland County. First, it was a small part of Cumberland County, but now Cumberland County now has the forever chemical in the water everywhere. First, it was at one place. I was looking at the news, and the woman had got her children water from the faucet, and gave it to them, and they were sitting there. And the woman said, they have found forever chemicals in all the drinking water and all the faucet water. Now, I don't know about, my wife asked about the shower and everything. I don't know. Maybe we'll grow a tail. I'm not sure. But in the drinking water, they have forever chemicals in it. And it was just like I said, one part. Now it's in all of the water. That's why I drink spring water, y'all. Remember that. You better drink that spring water. Do not be sitting here going into Walmart and all these other places picking up that cheap purified water. Purified water does not hydrate the body. Spring water does. Artesian, talking about that Fiji, the mountain water, Icelandic, what's that? The Waikea, the Hawaiian volcanic water. That's what you have to do. That's what you need to be drinking. Do not be drinking this purified mess. And y'all, it's too expensive. I'm telling you, like I used to say in the 90s, if you want to live forever, you're going to have to pay. And I didn't do that even when my kids were small. I was getting spring water. I was not buying purified water. I didn't like purified water. I don't like purified water. We cook with it, but we don't, because, getting that 5 gallons is a little more expensive than, what we get. And so I just, get the 5 gallon purified. We don't use faucet water to cook our food or, soup or anything like that. We don't use out the faucet. Y'all, we got to be aware of what's going on around us. These people and a lot of these neighborhoods, and in the back where you don't see it, and you see some crazy stuff, it needs to be reported, or you need to be saying, "Hey," to somebody, "This ain't right back here." Nobody looking at this, and there's some crazy looking stuff in the grass, or we have to get an understanding, y'all, that what they're doing to us is they want us to work, but they're gonna kill us slowly. Not gonna kill us quickly because they need us. And when I say they need us, remember, both Biden and the orange one said what? I want them to get back to work. Come on now. And that was for a reason. Watch your water, y'all. Wherever you are, watch what's going on with your water. I want to get a purification, but I'm renting here, and there's a possibility I can get this home. So I'm being patient. I get the water that I need. And, if that happens, the purchase happens, then boom, I'm getting the water purification system in here. All right, y'all. We have a thing here. This has changed a few times since Durham schools. I don't know if y'all have been looking or watching or hearing, because especially when it comes to education, and our children and everything. And y'all have heard me talk about that. I said it's Rothschilds. I don't think that babies should be going to these schools. They need to be homeschooled. They need to learn truth. They need to learn what they really need. 12 years of that life wasted because Rothschilds want them to be a child. I mean, not a child. They want them to be a worker. A good conductive or constructive citizen, and get a job and go ahead and die. That's what Rothschild said, isn't it? Maybe in some educated other way, but in layman's terms, he sent us to go to school, and whether it's private or college, for us to become, you understand what I'm saying? Workers, to make people billions. I love the ones that kick against and have their own businesses. I want us all. We all should have your own business and not making somebody else billions. We should be making billions. And if we're not making billions, we need to be putting our money together to make sure that we're good to go. But it starts with our kids, man. And right now we getting ready, like I said, 2024, going to throw the caps up. Oh, go get a good job, baby. Nah, We got to start getting together and putting this money together, y'all. Yeah, that's going to be another. That's going to be another because we need to break that down and that needs to be talked about. We're not going to change anything separate. We need to get together, y'all. And everybody ain't going to be able to do it. That's good, but I bet you I know some people that's going to want to do it. Because if you want your life to be better, come on now. I'm getting out the game at 62. I'm 53. I'll be 54 this year. I still have time. There's guaranteed income coming in. And 20 more people, 30, 40, it really don't matter. You start putting that money together for about a year from now, and you do the math and do everything that you're supposed to do, guess what? You're going to live better. Because right now, guess what they got us doing, y'all? They got us going paycheck to paycheck, don't we? You get a little bit of money, guess what happens? Pow, it's gone, ain't it? You can talk all you want, but you better start talking real. All right, this Durham situation kind of went off to something else. The Durham situation was that they gave the teachers a raise. They gave the teachers a raise, and then when they gave them the raise, they took it back and said, "Oh, we can't afford this." Something happened with someone that was handling the money. They did something dirty, so they came in, snatched the money from them, and it was bad because now you done your rent, you done car payment, you done everything, and now they said, "Oh, we're gonna take this back, and we're gonna do it this way and do it that way, and we're not gonna, whatever, you go ahead and die." Now, the problem that a lot of them saw was a lot of them had been in the game a very long time. Some people come down to the South with a whole lot of experience. Now, this is why I always give y'all this free talk. Do not come to the South. Do not do it. The lady was a therapist. Now, y'all can see this. It's on WRAL.com. And it's from Raleigh, North Carolina. But they cover Hope Mills, Fayetteville, where I'm at, Hope Mills, and, all the other counties. And the woman was a therapist for 30 years before she got here. Do you know they don't want to recognize that in the South here? When you come here, what you have does not matter. One thing you will hear if you tell anybody, the South does not pay you what you're worth. And they don't. And they won't. Even if you've been here a while. Because where I'm at, I've been there longer than the majority of the guys. And a lot of the guys that have been there less than me make more than me. But here, if you come to the South and you've been doing something for 30 years, they started that lady all over again. They made her a level 1 and she's been a therapist for 30 years. Please understand, when you come to the South, they just want you to come down here and work. They are not interested in your experience. They want you to do what they want you to do. Please play this for all people. I don't encourage anyone to come to the South. I don't care what color you are. Don't you do it. They are dirty. Because where I'm working at and what I've seen, that's everybody gets dogged out. Remember, this is a right to work state. Some places have unions, but they are within their, southern parameters. So, nothing really gets riled up. But the school doesn't allow, and a majority of these jobs don't allow unions. Because if they do, you get fired trying to talk about it. But the police have one, the firemen have one, but the nurses don't want one, though. Backwards as hell, ain't it? The situation with the school system in Durham, they did that. They got together. This was the update. They said they're going to give them 11%. That's not anything. Raise. That's the one thing, if you notice how they do, they say we'll give you a seat at the table and we're not going to give you no money. Now, remember, the seat at the table, and you're still over me, so I'm not going to make the final decision. See, people entertain. You get entertained. If they, I can sit at the table, but guess what? You're still going to get the scraps, even though you're sitting at the table. They're going to make the decision whether you put your input or not. Stop playing with these people. Stop participating. I hope they do walk out on 11%. And you heard what I said. The government's holding on to billions. They don't even touch that. That's not even in the conversation anymore. And if you remember what I told y'all last time, now they are budgeting. It passed, y'all. They are taking public school money and giving grants to private school. Oh, yeah. And they were proud in their suits and smiling. Because the way it works, y'all, off of our backs. So I'm disrespectful as hell. Come dance with me, baby. I give you all this work. You're going to take my stuff and use it on people that have money already to make it better for them. What am I going to talk about? What do you want to sit down and talk to me about? You think you're going to use some big words and make me believe that that's right? That's the problem, y'all. When they get to us, I'm so much better than you in the first place. I have so much more. I've been so many more places. You're nothing. You have nothing. You know nothing. Let's go. Let's find out. We participating with them, y'all. When we stop participating with them and move on, we're gonna get something. We're gonna get some results, y'all. Because see, the problem is we keep going back and talking to them. We keep participating with them. We keep believing, making them believe. Oh well, really, we keep depending on them. We need them. We don't need them. And y'all have heard me talk many times. This Leandro thing has come up again. Now they're getting ready to. So if you want to keep up with that basic education that the government here, Republicans, don't want to pay. But we'll talk to you about education, but do not want to get up off of a basic education. Go to hell and die, please, ma'am and sirs. I don't know if y'all heard, just a little quickly, the Cheerios and the Quaker Oats has been tearing us up, y'all. They got some bad chemicals in them. And remember, a lot of us, because I was eating Honey Nut Cheerios, but I ain't had cereal in years. I can't drink the milk. And the Quaker Oats and everything, yeah, the oatmeal. And that stuff has chemicals in it. And the majority of people, the stuff is coming up in their tests when they're getting, tested for things with the doctor. So, y'all, stop giving y'all babies this cereal. Y'all know this stuff ain't good. It ain't right. It's made in it. I did it majority of my life. I ain't gonna lie to you. About 2000 something, I stopped eating cereal. So from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s, I've been eating, Frosted Flakes and anything else. And was wondering why I was messing with my stomach. It's no good, y'all. This stuff's no good. Don't give your babies no more of this daggone cereal. They have no business drinking this milk. That's a lie. Y'all have seen my Instagrams. Let's move on, y'all. We need to separate God and man. The math ain't mathing. We need to separate God and man. Do you know in the church the majority of the stuff we do is man? Has nothing to do with God, y'all. Has to do with either the pastor, male pastor, female pastor, whatever the case may be. It's about them. It's not about God. Like I said, I questioned and I looked, and I keep my mouth shut, especially if I don't have, any evidence of what I'm saying, or if I don't know, really what's going on, or I don't know how to word it. And that's why, I research and I, look at things and listen. And I'm like, oh, they said that the way it need to be said, because I can't say it right. And when I say I don't say it right, I can't say it to where people understand it a lot of times. And that's why I say we need each other. You understand what I'm saying? We need to separate God and man, because what happens is we start looking at that man and then we consider that man to be the closest thing on this earth we have to God. And that's not true, especially since he dwells within us. Why do we give these men such authority? And even, I don't even listen to the gospel artists no more talking all that. Shut up. I don't want to hear no more that pastor this, the pastor that. Then what's your church? And they'll say it in a minute, that honorable bishop, this or apostle, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so you talking about God but you still stand at attention when it comes to their names. We need to separate man and God, y'all. And then you won't be going to church all the time. You will find out just going to church does not say heaven or hell. How many of you believe that? Yeah. You believe if you don't go to church, you're going to go to hell. That's what D.L. Hewley, even though he's a smart guy, he still believes that. He'll go to church because he's thinking, if I don't go to church, I'm going to go to hell. And I can't tell him no different because, he's a know-it-all. And plus, like I said, well, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I get to that. You have people that believe that. I need to go. I have to go. If I don't go, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, there's something bad's going to happen to me. That's what the Bible said. The Bible didn't say anything about going to church every Sunday. And remember what I said, y'all. Remember what I said. Forsake not the gathering was not a commandment. That was a suggestion. Oh, maybe I should just get this Bible out and start dealing with a lot of these myths, and then maybe people will wake up. It doesn't guarantee, that does not say in there, the majority of the stuff we believe and we do in the church that has nothing to do with God, y'all. Nothing to do. But we've been believing it for so long. I was super stupid from 1980 to 2014. And when I call the Republicans super stupid. See, I was super stupid because whatever they said was the law. I didn't question. I didn't say anything. I just said, oh, God bless, hallelujah. Y'all have heard me say on here many times, stupid stuff that I thought, I heard of that. I said this, I always say this, one of my, one of the pastors said, you know how God rewards work? More work. Oh, I thought I went to the third heaven. Oh, it's time to work even harder. I'm jumping ahead again on something else, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We need to separate man and God, y'all. We not doing God, y'all. We doing the Pope and them. Do your research. Do your research. Something that I'm getting tired of, and I seen it one time and I didn't see it a lot. It's these unacceptable new marriage rules. It's these things that they are putting out there that now they're trying to make, because of dysfunction, normal. Well, what do you mean? Girl, what do you mean? Sleeping in separate rooms? That's not normal. But the majority do it, right? Sexless marriage. When you get a certain age, I know about all that, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But from the young 20s, when you really, you know what I'm saying? It's different when you get older. Sexless marriages. Remember, y'all, I said this some time ago, and I might have erased it, but I say it now. There are a lot of things about marriage that is different when it comes to money and when it comes to love. A lot of the money has nothing to do with love. They want a, contractual, you do this, I do that. This is what it is. I don't feel, or I don't, whatever. This, if I do this is that. And then that's good for people that have that agreement. But it's different for the person that says, hey, I just want to love and hug and cuddle. And then, like I said, that's why one of the dumbest things was opposites attract. No, the hell they do not. They don't. It don't work. Because that person is some way, and then the other person is another way, and the other person says, well, if I love everything. And then guess what? It's wasted because that other person didn't move from love because they ain't had nothing to do with no damn love. These new rules that they're giving, and people are listening to this stuff, man. Please do not listen to that, y'all. We getting to the point, man, this thing is getting even worse. And like I said, the church is number one in divorces. It is. I wonder why. Because I told you before, God ain't got nothing to do with marriage, y'all. Nothing to do with it. This is man. We've been through that. Any questions, please ask. But I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of getting on here and, people doing stuff all crazy. And then, oh, I love them. No, you might love them, but they don't love you. You understand? They only teach us how to keep fighting. And that's what I was, we go back to the NAACP. Every day, I don't want to get up and keep fighting. I'm not going to keep getting up and going through the same circle when people are not going to change what they're doing. Reparations. If they're not going to give it to us, what else are we going to do? What's plan B, y'all? What's plan C? What's plan D? What's plan D? Plan E. They're not going to get up off of that. Then guess what? We got to do something to make sure that our situation is better. Boy, I would rather fight to make my situation better than to fight losing and then lose. I don't like to fight for stuff that I'm not going to win. If I'm not going to win, I'm not going to fight. What am I going to fight for? That's stupid. I'm sitting here fighting and like I said, you got tunnel vision. You can't do nothing with tunnel vision. They only see what they're going to see. When they doing tunnel vision, baby, like I said, and who I'm talking about how the government is doing and how they just like, hey, they talking about Nikki Haley. What happened? She didn't want to talk about, black issues. But she's still, I'm going to beat Joe Biden and all this other stuff. And, the orange one he's taking it by storm, man. We don't know what in the world going on. All this core stuff. Man, let me tell you something. All I know is I'm going to keep my eye until the point to where my shirts will just be hella disrespectful. You're not going to keep telling me to do right and all of this unlawful stuff is going on. It's just no way. And they hide behind the law to make it legal. They only teaching us to keep fighting. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean, Kurt? Remember I told y'all about the Leandro. It's about education, basic education. You know how many years they've been fighting this and they keep throwing it in the government thing to keep entertaining? They're never going to pass it. Basic education, y'all. Funding for basic education. So what does that mean? That means that pretty much the kids not getting educated here. Why do you think they're going to the private schools? Private school people, they got money. But, oh, wait a minute. Now they're getting ready to get my money, too. To use it to make sure that they can hold on to a little bit of their money and they can get a good education. Wow. They teach us to keep fighting, y'all, but we can't win with them. So when are we going to get together so we can win? Because we're not going to win apart. All you're going to do is live this meager life with this meager money that they're handing out. But when you put meager with meager, with meager, with meager, with meager, with meager, that money starts to become bigger. Everybody else do it, but we can't. You're right, we all can't. But a good majority of us can. Come on, man. The orange one sits up here with, with all his ties, and they still do a GoFundMe to help him pay for his stuff. And we sitting up in here, a nation of trillions for this country. And we can't get together? I'm not fighting with them to get anything from them anymore. Done with that. No reason to be fighting. I'm out here fighting. I'm striving. See, that's what's wrong. There's a solution, y'all, but we won't get together to do it because we're too busy looking at love and hip hop and living out reality TV lifestyles. A person with money, y'all, is not the standard. A person with money is not the standard. That's what's wrong. We will pay to go hear somebody talk the same stuff and then go home hungry. I'm not going to go listen to Steve Harvey or D.L. Hughley or anybody else, T.D. Jakes, anybody to, get worked up and riled up and get some good information and then go home hungry. You know what? I'm going to go home hungry when I go get with these 30 to 40 to maybe 50 people that we going to start putting this money together so our lives are changed like the Mexicans and everybody else does. Put all that money in one thing. And guess what? When it gets divvied out the way it's supposed to get divvied out, guess what? What happens then? That's right. That's right. But instead, what are we going to do? We're going to keep living our separate little love and hip hop lives, wasting money. And right now, you can't waste nothing because good God Almighty, food is expensive. Gas going up. Now here in the South, I've been checking them out the past couple months. They'd go up and then they'd go down, then they'd jump back up again. Well, I've been watching them. They dirty. They're teaching us, y'all. Money is not the standard. When I say money's not the standard, we need to stop listening to these people that have money and they telling us, giving us information that's not good for where we are. A person that done had millions for years and years can't tell me right here, right now. They don't remember that. So what I'm going to talk to them about? Now, you give me some good information. Yes, I think that you should. I think, please, by all means, because we don't know everything. There's some things they got, like with D.L. Hughley, what I was saying, about him. He gives up good information. That's good. That's the right thing to do. Like I said, at my age, man, I'm supposed to be giving this wisdom. I'm not supposed to be sitting here keeping it to myself and not talking to anybody about this. We have to look at this thing differently. Ask questions. As soon as somebody say something, check it out. Check them out. Don't say something to me one time. I've been through that. You say something one time, okay, all right. Wasted all my years. I don't get them years back, y'all. You don't get them back. Question. Money is not the standard. We done got away from morals. We've got away from, caring. And if we care for a short time and then we go back because we got to protect ourselves because they might get us. Come on now. Remember, y'all, the math ain't mathing. And I want you to say this for the rest of this year. The math ain't mathing. I'm putting that on my shirt along with my, I hate politics, I hate politicians. I got to do some more shirts. And it's time for the math ain't mathing. Y'all, I want to thank you for joining me. This situation can get better if we get together. Remember, this is the last part 5 of the math ain't mathing. Until we get together, we just going to keep living separate lives. Remember, when you work a 9 to 5, and I'm going to end this here, and the guy said something, and I was like, whoa, that hit me. We go to work, you go to work, I go to work. We work, and we decide I'm going to go hard this week. We're going to make the same amount of money. We're going to make the same amount of money. For an entrepreneur to go harder or do more, they make more money. But when it comes to us, that stay in there, I got the one to look at the clock. If I'm there too long, he'll look at the watch. He'll come to you. Hey, let's get off the clock. But you don't have that problem with me. I'm the worst. I try to stay away from that place. I do what I need to do and get away from there. I don't like that anymore. I don't support that. My daughter really opened me up in 2022. She said to me, I don't want to work for anybody. And that's been ringing in my head since. I don't. I've already said, if something happens here, I'm starting my own, y'all. I'm not going over to nowhere else. And this is the way I talk about the South. They do the same thing everywhere. So y'all, thank y'all for joining me. I want y'all to have a blessed week. And I want y'all to understand that when we begin to ask questions, y'all, we start getting answers. God bless.